Hello YgoPros, Moderant here, and welcome to a Draco-Pals tech video on Reptilianne Viper. Reptilianne Viper is a dark attribute level 2 reptile tuner that can be searched through King of the Fairy Limbs and came out in 5 days period. It is a common in that set, I believe, in set it came out in. I don't think it's had a reprint either. When it is normal summoned, you can take control of one face of monster your opponent controls that has 0 attack points. By the looks of things, it probably does target because it's a select and that's the old wording, so do keep that in mind. But you're probably thinking there isn't any monsters with 0 attack points that are current in the meta. Well, this is where Before Pal Turn Toad comes in. You can target one face-up monster on the field and switch its attack and defense. And in particular, you'd be switching the attack and defense of Ignister Prominence. Ignister Prominence is a very good boss monster for pendulum decks, as it can rip away a pendulum monster to shuffle anything into the deck from the field, which is very powerful. And using Turn Toad, you can switch to 0 attack and non-summon your Reptilianne Viper, take control of Ignister, and use it to board wipe your opponent scales more or less, which can be very dangerous. And you can also get your own Draco Slayers out the deck if you're using this in Draco-Pals, as this will essentially mean you can go double Ignister and then probably overlay for Felgrand or see Aegon Castrum. So there is other benefits of Reptilianne Viper. First, there is searchable, so it's a searchable mind control for a mirror match of Draco-Pals. The second is it can be pendulum summoned if you're using Monkey Board. Monkey Board is a scale 1, so level 2 can easily be pendulum summoned through that. You won't gain its mind control effect, but you'll be using it as a tuner to usually tune with either Pendulum Sorcerer or another Pendulum monster, or even a normal monster that's level 4, to bring out one of the strongest cards and more underrated synchro monsters in the game. That is Metavis Horus. Metavis Horus has 3 effects, depending on which monster you use as its non-tuner materials. If you use a non-monster, which you can do with Luster, Vector, and Dragon Pulse, you can target this face-up card, and it's unaffected by other card effects this turn. Unfortunately, this is the only one that is going to be for this turn only. The other 2 effects are permanent. If it's used with an effect monster, which is very likely, particularly with something like Pendulum Sorcerer, you can target one face-up card on the field and negate that target's effects. It's a permanent negation, so you can negate Cosmo Town, Dominion, and just completely shut them down. In that sense, it's really good against field spells. And its final effect, and probably the best effect, is that when a pendulum monster is used for its synchro summon, you can target, your opponent has to give you one monster they control. It doesn't target. So you can basically take control of something like Cosmo Dark Destroyer, possibly a Monarch even, if you really want to use it for that matchup. But I would highly advise either not signing into this or saying this out for a Monarch matchup, since they have nothing that is going to be 0 defense or 0 attack. But essentially, Metavis Horus can overcome some of the difficulties Draco-Pals will have against Cosmo, mainly because they can't gain their access to Ignister Prominence. Reptilianne Viper also gives an extra little bit of plus because you can tune this with 2 Lizard Draw and make Ignister Prominence. So it's an extra tuner that you can do instead of Mask Chameleon if you don't like it. Just that the fact that when you have it, when you special summon other things, except from the extra deck that turn, when you normal summon it, you can't gain any of plus of it, which is a bit annoying. You do usually pendulum summon it, but you can do the same with Reptilianne Viper. It uses some Lizard Draw usage. It requires a little bit more monsters. However, it allows you to synchro summon Trishula as well. Trishula can be easily brought out in this deck with Reptilianne Viper, as you can tune Lizard Draw, say Sorcerer and Viper together, and then get non-targeting banishment on its summon, which is very powerful. It can also allow you to take control of other monsters, such as Number F0 Utopic Future for the turn, or, well, actually permanent, I think is, yes, it is permanent control, so you get this Ignister back with 2850 on their turn. So that is very powerful. You take control of Utopic Future, something they wanted to keep beating you down with. to beat down with your own monsters and you basically get your own back, or even when it comes out in TCG, Outer God Azathoth, which is going to be just a 2600 beta to be honest, but it will be commonly used since it negates monster effects on summon, which is very powerful. But it also gives you a little bit more options for a Draco-Pal deck, and that is that you can summon Beals or even Void Ogre Dragon. Void Ogre Dragon has the effect of when you have no cards in your hand to negate a spell or trap card, which is good, but it's probably not likely to be done much since you do want hand advantage in Draco-Pals, but it is always an option. Second is Beals. This is good for, say, a Cosmo matchup, because you can summon this in defense mode. How are they going to get over it? They can't go Cyber Dragon Infinity. They would have to use something like Big Eye, which requires 2 Forerunner. I've seen a few decks right now that are not running that many Forerunners, so it can be locked out in that sense. It would have to be like Castell maybe, but then again Wicked Witch is being dropped a little bit less. So you need something dire to actually get rid of this. That's why Fluffles are good against Cosmo, because the Sabertooth can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. So you basically shut them down in that sense, especially if it's in defense mode, because they can't Cyber Dragon Infinity. And finally, you can also take control of Luster, Vector, and Master Pendulum in case they haven't gone for Ignister that turn. And that means, depending on what you want, you can get an Exceed summon or a Synchro summon that turn and allow your engine to go off. So Reptilianne Viper is a possibility to look out for in the future. Maybe if you want to pick up some while it's cheap right now. It's probably not going to be widely used. However, it could be something that could set your Draco-Pals deck apart from the others. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this and want to see further content. Matt the Round, signing out.